Okay, interesting little tip for you here. I remember Duffy Waldorf doing this when he was playing the Masters, and he wrote on his ball, he wrote "keep out of the water" or "avoid water hazards" or something along those sort of lines. So there's no reason why you can't mark your ball. We all mark our golf balls before we play around the golf to identify it, but there's no reason you can't mark it with something that is specific to your golf swing. So it might be a tip that you've been working on, you've been getting some lessons, or it might be you maybe go left on the 5th tee every time, so keep right on 5 or something like that. So you can mark your ball with anything you want. So every time you pick it up and clean it, you're reminded of what you're actually trying to achieve during your game. So you've heard Dr. Bob Rotella, golf psychologist, talking about how golf pros need to stay in the present, or any golfer needs to stay in the present and stop thinking about the last hole or think about the next hole. So you could write on your ball, you could write "in the present." Okay, just things like that. So then we're out practicing, we're playing our game, and we start losing a little bit of focus. We have to remember, rather than letting the game get away from you a little bit, if you've got a shot, let's say for example 18th at Peebles, you're not going for the green, you're just laying up, big massive green area to go for. It's easy to take your eyes off the prize, not concentrate enough on that because there's such a large area to hit towards, but you still have to focus on that. So it's always good to remember that. If you can read that, every shot has a purpose. So writing that on, imagine reading that before you tee up on every shot, that's brilliant. Another one, just a quick example, this is good for me. I stack and tilt a little bit, so I try and keep my shoulder centre over the golf ball as I hit it, so I've got less swaying. That's just personal to me, so that's something I've been working on. So I simply write on my ball, "stay centred." So find out what you're working on, what your problems are, write it down, or write something positive. Don't write what your problems are, write the opposite of that on your ball to identify your golf ball, and that way you're always reminded on the way around the golf course as to what you're supposed to be doing.